Yo. Day 24. Still here, still going strong. Pushing for something I've never built before. Tough shit. So we here. Lit. Happy Monday, April 6th, 2026, episode 599 of SRDaily, 599 episodes in, man. This is a fucking journey if I've ever experienced one, man. 599 episodes, 121 weeks of pure consistency, man. Pure consistency, pure passion, pure resilience and resistance in love, man. This is love, this is passion, this is purpose. This is strength. This is courage to show up every fucking day. I've cried on this show. We've laughed, obviously, right? We've had so many different stages of the show. Yeah, man, switching platforms from TikTok to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and then Instagram freaking banned me just for being too real, right? Talking about real life, real shit. Been my life for a year, so we back on TikTok, still on Facebook and YouTube. They seem to be the most, I guess, understanding, right, of real life. Talk about whether it's mental health, whether it's talking about, hustling in the streets back in the days, man, and the impact that had on my community. We can talk, and that's all I want to do is talk real shit, right? TikTok and Instagram seem to censor me a little too much. All right, this seems to censor people, I guess, a little too much. I feel it's not just me. But we still here, man. We still here pushing towards this shit, man. 24 of 50, no food in 24 days. This is absolutely fucking massive, absolutely brutal. But I set a fucking massive goal, and we got 3.5 weeks. We got 26 days, almost 4 weeks until we're there. Tomorrow will be the halfway point. Then tomorrow we start going down the mountain. We start to count down. Instead of counting up, we start counting down. 24 days left, 23 days left, 22 days left, right? Yeah, we're gonna have man. It's a lot happening. I'm grateful for life, man. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have this mission, to have this discipline, to be able to even embark on something like this, man. To have the vision to say this is what we're gonna do. Against all odds, man. Against all fucking odds. We ain't nowhere near our fundraising goal. But I also know that things could change in an instant. It's been tough moving out this crib while not eating, right? Not having the energy, while not eating and while dealing with life shit, family shit, emotional shit, right? Mentally draining shit. All right. It's been fucking brutal, so I'm still here. I was hoping to be outside last week, but I trust the process, man. All is divine. However you slice it, however you dice it, man, is a divine plan. It's greater than my plan, and so the divine got me still here, man. Still here, still moving. Today I'm taking some stuff to storage, though. Taking a lot of stuff to storage, a lot of heavy shit, boxes, and we'll take some other things to storage today, man. So we're getting closer and closer. Closer and closer and closer and closer. We got a few tables I'm taking to storage, a few small tables. I'm going to get those to storage today, man. My whiteboards, going to get to storage today. Most likely some sneakers, my sneaker boxes, the ones that I won't be wearing. I'm going to get those to storage today. And yeah, man, I'm excited to be actually like, it's been tough, it's been brutal, but we're doing this shit one step at a fucking time, right? One day at a time, man. One breath at a time, realistically, right? It's really one breath at a fucking time. And the shit is getting done, right? The shit is getting done, man. But we got a show to talk about today, episode 599, one episode away from our next milestone, episode 600. 600 is going to look different. It's going to be most likely here at the crib. No guest, right? Just haven't had the energy to really reach out to people to promote. I'm supposed to be outside, so I was expecting to do it outside. So I'm a little bummed about that, right? I'm a little bummed that it's going to be just here. But I also, again, trust the process, and I know that everything that happens the way it should happen. Every 100th episode, I like to do a live audience. We like to do guest interviews. But this one looks a little different, right? I'm in the middle of a lot of shit, and you know, I ain't got no team, right? And so I just try to push on my own and figure this shit out, man, as it goes. And sometimes I get behind, and sometimes I'm not able to make happen what I really would like to make happen, and that's okay, right? I've learned that is okay. I'm not gonna kill myself over it. But anyway, let's get to the show, man. Once again, I'm your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugary Marson. This is week 121. Today is April 6, 2026. It's a beautiful, bright Monday outside, episode 599. We're gonna start with our first segment of the day. Today's first segment is the quote of the day. Today's quote is, "The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory," and that's by Les Brown. Once again, this quote for today is, "The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory." The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Let's say it one more time. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Now, I've heard this quote many, many, many times over the years. And every single time I hear it, it hits. But I heard it again last night while pushing myself through a run. And a super, super, super light workout, but it did something different to me, right? I've been having an extremely difficult time. I said I've cried on the show. So many feelings, man, from the feelings of missing my children to the feelings of just, all of the emotions and thoughts that fasting brings up, right? To thinking about the fragmentations of our world, to pushing towards this massive fucking financial goal, to build this world healing system, to feeling doubt, to feeling unsupported, and all of those feelings, man. I've been having an extremely difficult time. The battle has been extremely hard. It's been a very, very, very hard battle, to say the least, right? But I'm committed not just to finishing the fight, but to winning the fucking fight. And I know that the victory will be so, 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 so fucking sweet. I know that's going to be a sweet victory. I know that when we hit a certain goal, I'm going to cry. I know it, because this shit has been tough, man. Like, I thought about quitting, all right? I thought about breaking this fast, man, saying, fuck this shit. But I remember what I'm doing it for, man. It's bigger than just me, right? It's bigger than just a personal fasting reason, right? Whether it's, losing weight, gaining clarity, the shit is bigger than that. The fast is really a hunger strike, and the hunger strike is to raise awareness about the atrocities going on in our world, and not just one-off events, but how these atrocities have been layered into the very foundation of the systems that have built our world. And so raising awareness about the fragmentation and just the lack of function, right? Functionality for the majority of humans, from our political system to our educational system, to our economic system, to our health system, to our religious and spiritual systems, right? They failed the majority of the humans on the planet, right? They have failed the majority of the humans on the planet, and specifically they have failed Black people, they have failed brown people, right? I was watching the talk yesterday, and they were talking about how even in countries like Canada, which is more of a socialist country, that somebody said that his mother went to the emergency room. She had a blood clot, or she had some bleeding issue. She went to the emergency room, and because she didn't have money, she waited in the emergency room for 14 hours and ended up bleeding to death. That's a fucking atrocity. That is an atrocity, right? And so what we are proposing, what we are building, what we have laid the foundation for, the work that we are already doing, is building a world healing system. My mission is to heal the world. My mission since 7 years old has been to heal the world and to make it a better place, right? And over the last 19 years since my release from prison, I've been committed to healing the world and making it a better place, whether it's mental and emotional health for young boys and young girls, guiding, leading, meditation, grief support group, art shit, right? We've curated art exhibits, we've made films, we've written books, right? We've done so many things around art, right? We've fucking demonstrated, we've protested using art, right? We've been active, we've advocated for prison transformation, right, and prisoner rehabilitation and reentry. We've done all of that work. We've done work specifically for fathers, right? We've done so much over the last 19 years. So much. We've done stuff specifically for our young people, right? So many things. And we've done food justice work, right? Like we've built community gardens and we provided low, free, affordable groceries for people in Queensbridge, my neighborhood, right? And throughout the whole Western Queens, right? We've distributed in 6 years fucking 7 million pounds of food damn near, right? In Western Queens alone. We've done so many things that have laid the foundation for what a better world could look like, for what a brighter, bolder, more connected world could look like. And so we are raising the funds to make that shit happen, right? We are raising the funds to really build this system, to blend neurosoul liberation, right? Neurosoul education, which is neuroscience, emotional alchemy, right? Brain science, emotional alchemy, and spirit / soul work, which is intuition, which is purpose. To blend that shit under what I created, the neurosoul liberation method. We want to build the neurosoul liberation education. We are teaching people how to rewire their brains, right? Where we're teaching people how to reframe their trauma and to take their power back, right? We're blending that with the whole vibe. And that's all about community activations, from 5 a.m. workouts to meditations to trips and so many different things, in vegan freaking kickoffs where people are gathering around vegan food and having discussions about how food impacts not just physical health, but mental and emotional health, right? We're blending that with Miss Juicy, which is to introduce a fleet of juice trucks, right? Which is to have nutrition on a ground level, on a base level, where we're bringing it to you through pop-ups, again, through freaking juice carts and juice trucks. So instead of in the hoods, the ice cream trucks pulling up and our children going fucking crazy for the ice cream, that's creating all types of illnesses, all types of easily preventable diseases in all of our people, but specifically our young people. And then we're blending all of that through immersive technology and continuum, which is the driving force of this world healing system, which is to be able to put a VR headset on, to create your avatar, design your best self, right? See your best self, and to live a day in the life as that person, right? That closes the gap between who you are today and who you ultimately want to become. And like that shit, to really build a new world, costs trillions of dollars. We're saying we need $50 million to institute this new world healing system. That's what we're saying, to really build the infrastructure for human becoming, to help humans become more of who they are, who they want to be, who they are destined to be, who they determine themselves to be, self-determination. But the systems that are in play make that shit very hard, because people are constantly living under stress. People are constantly living in environments and communities that don't foster improvement, that don't foster health and wellness, that don't foster connection, right? And so shit is a hard road. But as the quote says, right, the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. And so I know that victory is going to be sweet. I know that I am going to win, because I am not going to stop until I do. If you know me, you know I am extremely determined. I am extremely disciplined. When I set my mind on something, I start to cut everything else out and focus and lock the fuck in. We've done a lot of incredible things, like mind-blowing things these last 19 years. And the best is yet to come. So yeah, that's our quote of the day. The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Somebody said something. Chef Lena, peace and love, what's going on? Yo, these spammers are crazy on TikTok. Hey, big bro, can I ask you a question? I'm not your big bro. You don't know me. Don't come on, can I ask you a question? Bullshit, right? And that's part of the new world, too, is fucking stop fucking spamming people, man. Like, somebody left a comment on the YouTube video and talked about my teeth. Say, yo, you need a teeth alignment. You don't need to be talking about freaking a multiverse. The old me would have been like your mother. Right? That's the old me, your fucking mother, right? The old me, right? So that's the old me. That's the me that wanted to fight. That's the me that wanted all the smoke, right? In a different way. The most recent me, right? A couple years ago, me would have been like, oh, thank you. I think you should worry about your fucking spirit and your mind before you start talking about motherfucking my teeth and what I need, right? Like, but the new me didn't even respond. Didn't even respond. No need for a response, right? It doesn't fucking deserve my attention or my energy. There are people in this world, but that's why we need this world healing system, because there are people in this world who are fucking miserable, who get online and just talk shit to people that they don't know. And Mike Tyson said, People talk shit on, like, social media has made it comfortable for people to talk shit when in reality they will get punched in the fucking face. And that's for real, right? That's the old me. The new me, I really don't want no problems. I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to argue with anyone. And so people can say what they want online. People say what they want in person. People have said some crazy things in person. Called me all types of names over these last freaking 2, 3, 4 years. And I've been extremely proud of myself because I've been disciplined enough to not even feed into that shit. Knowing where it could go, knowing that the last person I really, oh my goodness, see, TikTok warned me, they flagged me for violent and criminal behavior. How am I flagged? Live restricted for some audience. How am I flagged for violent and criminal behavior? I said punch in the face. This shit is insane. This shit is insane, right? Can't even talk about real life shit on TikTok. All right. Anyway, let's go right along to our second segment of the day. Today's second segment, our needs to know news of the day. I think this is something that we all could be reminded of, and it's the power of water, right? Water, not just drinking water, but being around water, being in water, being on water. Water truly, truly, truly soothes the mind, the brain, and the body. It's called the blue mind effect, and we're going to read a little bit about the blue mind effect, right? So researchers finally have a name for it, right? Because the sound of waves or flowing streams has settled something in humans for millennia, and that is when your brain enters a new state, and they're calling it the blue mind effect, right? So proximity to water appears to shift your nervous system into a mildly meditative state. Calm, peace, and a quiet sense of well-being. They call it the blue mind effect. Now, I'm going to say this. When I was first splitting from my ex-wife, and I would take my son to school, and I would have my daughter, she was a baby, in a stroller, I would go by the water. I would, we were living in Queensbridge. I would go by the water, the East River, and that's where I wrote my first book, right? My second book. That's where I wrote my second book, Dear Usha, Messages to My Firstborn. That's where I wrote my book, sitting by the water every day. I wrote that shit in like 30-something days. Not a very long book, about 70 pages, but an extremely powerful book. Every person who has read that book has been touched and moved in some incredible ways, right? And so, yeah, water is extremely powerful. Water engages your senses in ways static environments cannot. Sound, light, movement, and temperature. Your brain responds to this combination by releasing serotonin and lowering cortisol, right? Lowering your stress hormone. Like, I don't know anybody who can go by water and be angry, right? Unless they're really like just intoxicated and really not aware of where they are. But water is extremely powerful. Ocean sounds activate your prefrontal cortex, the region in your brain involved in emotion, emotional regulation, and self-reflection. The effect is different from what you get in forests or parks. Water adds layers they lack. When you are near water, your attention shifts without effort. Mental fatigue begins to lift. You stop working so hard to focus, and your mind starts to recover. You stop working so hard to focus, and your mind starts to recover. I was at the water last week, right? I still live near water, and I go by the water pretty often. I'm going to go by the water today when the show is done. I got some packing to do later, but definitely going to take a short walk to the water. Just do a light reflection, man. Just, do some breath work. May shout into the water, right? But your mind starts to recover. You stop working so hard to focus. This may explain why 75% of people choose coastal destinations over cities, mountains, or countryside when planning holidays. The pull toward water is consistent across cultures. Cold water adds another layer. Immersion triggers dopamine and norepinephrine release. Immersion triggers dopamine and norepinephrine release. Over time, regular cold exposure appears to recalibrate how your body responds to stress. I've been finishing my showers off with cold water for as long as I can. Some days I can go a minute or two. Some days I'm just like, I got to get out of this fucking cold water, right? But I love to go to the cold plunge. I definitely, when I get my new crib, we definitely gonna, when I get my big space, especially maybe not the next immediate one, but when I get my big home, definitely need to have a cold plunge. Cold water is extremely relaxing, right? Blue spaces also tend to gather people. swimming, walking, shorelines, sitting by rivers. The social dimension may be inseparable from the calming effect of the water itself. So the water itself calms you, and then you're around people and you see people smiling, you see people happy, you see people laughing, people riding their bikes, people walking with their babies, with their dogs, with their partners. It's a beautiful fucking thing, man, to be by the water. And I'm so grateful to, for so long, have lived by the water, right? And walking distance. Everybody doesn't have that benefit, right? Now, this is where we talk about that. You do not need to live near the water to benefit. A single weekly visit to a coastline, river, or lake, right, is associated with measurable improvements in well-being. So contact matters more than proximity. So even when I'm moving, I don't live near the water. If I can take the train to the water or drive to the water, to a beach, to a freaking lakefront, right, to a river, and sit there for an hour, for 30 minutes even, 10 minutes even, can do something to you. And it does do something to you, right? And this is also what's powerful. Even looking at water helps. Viewing images or videos of blue spaces reduces stress through the effect, though the effect is smaller than direct contact. But if you cannot reach the water, watching it still registers. This is why a lot of people who are aware of this have images of paintings of water, portraits of water in their home, right? In their home, in their office, because they understand, they understand, and they understand that water has a calming effect. This is why listening to ocean sounds, I love in the mornings listening to water sounds, right? Water sounds on Pandora. I can put the water sound station on, and if I'm traveling in the morning or walking in the morning or whatever the case is, rather than listen to my general R&B or jazz music or whatever it is, hip hop. In the mornings, I like to listen. In the mornings and nights, late nights, right? I like to listen to the water sounds, whether it's rain, whether it's oceans, whether it's water with some instruments, a flute, or some keys or some drums. It just is fucking beautiful and it's powerful. The next time you feel overstimulated or mentally exhausted, notice if you are craving water, a lake, a river, or the sea. Your brain may be searching for a specific kind. Your brain may be searching for a specific kind of reset. And try scheduling one visit to a blue space this week. Sit near it, listen, notice what shifts in your body when you stop and let the water do its work. And that is what I am going to do today. I am going to walk by the water, have a seat by the water, and breathe and reflect and just process. But let's move right along to our third segment of the day. Today's third segment, as always, is the tip of the day. Today's tip is to hold on just a little longer. Hold on just a little longer when you are at the end of your rope and you feel like giving up. Hold on just a little longer. Literally, one more minute, one more hour, one more day, one more month, one more season. Have that mindset. Have the mindset that says, if I can go on for just one more minute, hour, day, etc., I can win. And this is where faith is paramount. When you can hold on for just one more moment, one more second, one more day, go that extra mile. When you just go that extra mile, you could fucking win. That's how you win, because that's the difference. Most people quit. We've all heard it in so many different ways. Most people quit at the 1 yard line. Most people quit when they are one fucking yard away from the victory. They give up because it gets too hard. It gets too hard. You have to remember that the more difficult it becomes, that means you are closer to your ultimate goal. It's not getting more difficult because you are so far away. No, it's getting more difficult because you are right there. And it's not God. I mean, it's not the devil. It's God testing you. Do you really want this shit? Keep pushing through. And so I know that it's so difficult because I'm right there. Pardon me. Whether that means it happens this month, next month, I'm right there. And I got, again, some very specific goals. And right now, some of them are family and some of them are financial, right? Some of them are family goals and some of them are financial goals, but they are very specific. And I know that I'm right there in both of them. There are some things that have come up that's like, holy shit, it's fucking very challenging. It's very tough. I want to, and I want to, but not really, right? I want to yell. Not at anybody. I just want to yell in general because the shit is a lot. But I know I'm right fucking there. And I got to keep pushing. Keep pushing. We know that persistence overcomes resistance. Every time we know that, yeah, man, what you resist persists. What you praise, you raise. So I keep praising the victory. Keep praising success. Keep praising my discipline. Keep praising my consistency. Keep praising my resilience. And sure enough, eventually, I will win. And so will you. So embrace the fucking hardships. Embrace the tough times. Lean into the discomfort. Keep the mantra in your mind. My mantra has been maintain your composure, remember your faith, keep your integrity. Maintain your composure, remember your faith, keep your integrity. Maintain your composure, remember your faith, keep your integrity. Be calm, be cool, be collected. Remember your faith. Know that every single thing that happens for a divine reason, a divine purpose. Know that you are one with the divine. You are one with God. So things are not happening to you. They are happening for your elevation, for your ascension, for you to move forward, for you to grow, for you to become more, for you to become more, for you to continue on a path of enlightenment. That's why the things are happening for you, not happening to you. Right? To me, oh wow, that's a victim mindset. No, we are not victims, we are victors, and we are one with all that has ever been, all that is, and all that will ever be. We are literally one with that energy. Our fucking body is made up of the stardust, right? So like, only thing that can stop us is us. So we maintain that faith, right? That knowing, that inner knowing that we are interconnected with all that is. And let's move right along to our fourth and final segment before we get out of here. Today's fourth segment, as always, our build of the day. Today's build, I want to talk about the power of prayer and family support for young people, especially when they get in trouble. Understand, overstand, and understand that family support fucking matters. Family support alone can determine the outcome of a young person who has been arrested, right? So a young person gets arrested, they're at the precinct. No one shows up at the precinct, which happens way often, too often, more often than not, right? But when a family shows up at the precinct, and if that family shows up at court, that influences the judge in a positive way. They see that this young person is cared for. They see that this young person has some love. They see that this young person belongs to someone. I've seen that shit happen recently, like that shit recently. And I've seen what happens when family doesn't show up in either places, and what often happens in those situations. Right? What often happens in the situations where a young person gets arrested and nobody shows up at the precinct, nobody shows up at court, especially if they've been in trouble before, judge is like, oh yeah, go remand. She's like, oh. Like I remember being remanded for the first time, fucking 16 years old, 15 years old. Like, oh shit, you have to go to Rikers Island. I'm, like, I'm 15. I shouldn't even, what the fuck? 15 years old, 1999 on Rikers Island. Like, holy fucking shit, this is real life. This is my real life. I'm really on Rikers Island at 15 years old. Like, and I'm sure that if somebody would have came to the precinct, if somebody would have came to court for me, I probably wouldn't have been there because it wasn't that serious of a fucking crime, right? But yeah, remand, had to get bailed out from jail. I was so hurt, right? And that's been the case of so many young people get arrested, nobody shows up. Parents like, oh, you get in trouble, you make your bed, you fucking laying there. And it's like, yo, come on, man. Like, if I succeed, though, everybody wants to take fucking credit. Oh, yeah, we did that. But when I fuck up, it's only my fault. It's not the family's fault. It's not the community's fault. It's just my fault. It's like, the fuck out of here, man. It's whole community effort, the village, right? What happened to the fucking village? So, yeah, we cannot underestimate the power of love, the power of prayer, of meditation, and of setting a very specific intention. So when you're young people, whether you know them or not, your children, your nephews, your nieces, your little cousins, your siblings, people in your neighborhood, young people you hear about, get in trouble, pray for them. Send them positive vibrations, right? Speak what you desire. Meditate on their behalf, literally, in the quietness. Send them love from me to you. Send them vibration, right? And set a very specific intention. Want to see them free, want to see them out, want to see them get the lesson, right? Set that specific intention. And know that energy heals and energy travels. Energy travels. We operate on a frequency, and so you can send energy from you to someone else, near and far. It works, right? Reiki is a real thing. Reiki healing is a real fucking thing. Telepathy is real. You can think about somebody and they call you. Very real thing. So many people have spoken about it for so many generations. But guys, that is our show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow is episode 600. Again, normally every 100th episode, we do a live audience. We do guest interviews. And it's a big thing. I posted just a few days ago the recap of the 500th episode, which we did in Queensbridge, in my hood, in my community center. We had a good crowd, good audience. We had 2 dope interviews. We had a celebration afterwards, man. We popped some sparkling cider. You know, I don't drink alcohol. So if you saw that video and you saw the cups and you thought that was alcohol, it was not alcohol. It was sparkling cider. Haven't had alcohol 3+ years. Never drinking alcohol again. But yeah, we had some sparkling cider. We had some muffins. We had some fruits. It was a beautiful thing. Snacks and all type of shit. This time we're not doing that because I'm in the process of fucking moving and I'm behind and it's family shit. And so I did not. I was supposed to be outside already, hunger striking, right? But yeah, behind. So we're gonna do it here like this, on, you know what I mean, virtually. And I'm gonna reach out to some people today, see if we get 2 guest interviews for tomorrow. If you are watching this and you would like to be interviewed, if you got something you want to talk about, you want to talk about the state of the world, you want to talk about something you're building, I would love to interview you tomorrow on the show between 9:30 and 10. Every 100th episode, we do an hour, right? So regularly, we're here Monday through Fridays, 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Every 100th episode, we do an hour. Where again, it's normally a live audience, normally guest interviews, and we have a whole hour, 9 to 10. So the first half an hour tomorrow is going to be the same, 4 segments tomorrow for 30 minutes. And then the last 30 minutes, I want to talk to 2 or 3 people. So if you, again, are watching this and you would love to be interviewed, please message me, DM me, comment on the video, and let's get your interview set up for tomorrow between 9:30 and 10. Listen, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, I am your boy, your host, LaShawn Sugar Ray Marson. This is SR Daily, where personality meets enlightenment, episode 599. Kicking off week 121. Tomorrow is milestone episode 600. And we are getting closer and closer and closer to that 1,000th episode, right? After tomorrow starts over 601, 602, 603. But listen, I love you guys, man. I appreciate you guys truly. Thank you so much. Enjoy the day. All right, it's a beautiful day here in New York City. If you're in New York, enjoy wherever you are, whatever the weather is. You bring the sunshine. You bring the light. Fucking enjoy it. And remember, it ain't getting knocked down. That's the problem. It's staying down. So get up! Ah! The power is in you. As always, be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Peace and love.